Did Ramona Brown make it out of the fire that killed her two brothers in 1984? Two of her family members swear she did. Here's why.
The little girl out there somewhere. But where?
She's kind of scared if you do find her because she don't know what to do. I mean, she done been through enough, you know, but she wants to find out what happened to her kid. And I want to know what happened to my sister.
Because I've been waiting a long time. A long time. And I'm gonna keep on waiting. And it ain't gonna never end. Because in my heart, she's alive. She is.
The coroner says 6-year-old Aubrey Jr. and 2-year-old Kevin lost their lives in the blaze.
I thought I was dreaming, but I wasn't. And when I opened my eyes and saw blazes under the bedroom door, and I ran around to the front of the house, and I heard the kids hollering, "Mom and Daddy," but I couldn't get to them. You could see from the big window in the front of the house. It was dark, but I could vaguely see them running back and forth across the sofa. And the biggest one was trying to shield the littlest one. They were hugging. I tried to go get them. I ran up the steps to go into the door. And my husband came behind and pulled me back from the back, my shirt, and pulled me. He said I wasn't gonna be able to make it, but I was thinking to just run in and grab the both of them and jump out the window. It didn't happen. If I could, I'm sickly. And if I could just see her before God called on me, oh, that'd be so wonderful.
I know she's missing. I know what I saw. I know what happened. A bronze Cadillac just pulled up. And you know, everybody was helping because that's what we do in this neighborhood. We help one another. Old black man, old white lady. They was like, oh, we'll watch it for y'all. So it was like, okay, cool, you know. We thought they was just being helpful and friendly. So after that, we haven't seen my little sister since.
We were never told anything like that at the time. What I'd be surprised is that the same sister, you know, some days afterwards would have not have expressed that to the parents, you know, or even later than that.
I've been telling this story to my mom since I was little.
When Simona got a little older, and I asked her again to be sure what she told me when she was small, when she was 7 years old, what happened, or did you really see what happened about the fire? She told me the same story. And up until this day, I still ask her, and she still tells the same thing.
I don't remember. And she kept like, Pam, you remember? I don't remember.
I wanted to see if I could find any evidence of that mysterious interracial couple. So I tracked down 7 different people who lived in the neighborhood at the time of the fire, and I asked them if any of them remembered an interracial couple living in the area. All of them said no. But again, it was Mardi Gras Day, and even the neighbors had friends in town staying with them.
Wasn't too many people called her Al, but people around by the house called her Al. They never called her by her name. Al. Cute little thing. She sure was. About a day after, or 2 days, something, it wasn't that long after the fire, she called me by my sister and told me, she said, oh, she said, I talked to Al. I said, Ma, I said, you talked to Al? She said, yeah. I said, well, what you mean?
I said, well, how you talk to her?
Been so long, but I know I have a sharp mind. Telephone ring. It was about 2-3 days later. Pick up the phone. I said, hello? And somebody said, Mom. I said, who is this? Al. I said, Al, where you at? I didn't hear no more.
March 9th, 1984, Dorothy Nickerson's phone number was published in the Times-Picayune.
She didn't know my phone number, and somebody must have dialed it for her. Yeah, I told Johnny Mae about the phone call.
Did you end up telling police about that at the time?
No. I don't know. My mind just wasn't right or something. I don't know what happened to me.
But I never received any information about any information concerning a phone call or anything that would indicate that Ramona had survived or that she had been a victim of a foul play or a kidnapping or anything like that.
Investigators never ruled out arson, but the assistant coroner wrote on his reports accidental fire death. Police never officially closed the case, but the police report says detectives told the family they could file a missing persons report, but that was never done. If the case had been ruled a homicide, they wouldn't need to. Homicide detectives would have taken over. Instead, it's remained a mystery.
If today you told me she was alive, I would be delighted to know the outcome. But no, I never crossed my mind in such a devastating set of circumstances.
I wish they would have stayed with me. They would have stayed with me. But they had to go home.
With the benefits of a small life insurance policy, the family buried Aubrey Jr. and Kevin in a family grave that's unmarked down the street from the house where they died. Days later, the family held a memorial for Ramona, but closure never came.
I think about it all the time. You know, wondering how would she be if she see us, or, you know, if she know how we would act if we see her, you know.
I know she was young, but if she can remember us, that she'll come back, I'll be happy.
We built back on the same property. And the reason, because if she ever decides to come, we here. I'm not moving. I'm gonna stay here till the end.
The horror of that night gave way to an exhaustive search through the ruins of the home looking for victims. When we come back, we'll talk to 2 firefighters who were part of that.